I want to ask you, I want your reaction to this, because someone in my audience described the 3 tracks you guys released. They described Kendrick's as being Malcolm. They described Lecrae's as being Martin, and described yours as being John the Baptist.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes.
Really?
Right. They said Kendrick is Old Testament, Lecrae is New Testament, and you're John the Baptist.
Wow.
What's your reaction to that?
What you think they meant when they said I'm John
I don't
the
know. I
Baptist?
feel like, because yours was, I'm not as versed on the gospel as most. I asked them what they meant by that. I haven't seen their response yet.
They haven't responded yet.
But yours in general, like the thing that I liked about yours was how combative it was. And how relentless it was. Yours didn't seem to have the same questions that both Kendrick and Lecrae were asking. And I'm not, I think about these together because they're a product of, the same song or same situation. But yours, they seem to be questioning different sides or talk about times they were questioning. And you're like, I'm way past that.
Yeah, because I done asked all the questions, and I seen that these people, they just giving dumb answers. They not even trying to give you real answers. So I'm like, man, there's a certain segment of the population that they know better, and they just want to continue to parade around like they have no idea what we are being fed up and frustrated with.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I gotta talk to some of them right now, man. Stop playing dumb. It's good versus evil. It's only 2 sides.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when I say that type of stuff, I'm trying to think, hold on. I'm trying to think when I let me see. When that song first come on, I'm always big on them first few bars, right? So let me see.
Put it in the mic.
Oh yeah, I'll put it in the mic? All right, hold on. Man, listen, bro, as soon as this, so symbolically, I put the heart monitor to the doot, doot, as Kendrick is shouting me out because basically saying like,
I wanna be empathetic, my heart like Dee-1, but I will.
it's dead.
Rock T go crazy.
Yeah. I don't care what
You people think, I'm trying to make these people think.
What's up, kid?
What up, Kendrick? We flipping tables, man.
Call it like it is.
Y'all done turned this culture trash. These so-called legends ain't no legends. I don't care if they sold millions. All you hear their message, poisoning our whole community. Everybody hypnotized. Why you think nobody respect black people? No big surprise. And I love New Orleans, my city, but I love God way more. I don't care if none of y'all with me. We celebrate being stupid, and everybody's so gangster. But when you clocking for that white man, you be on your best behavior. Media people lame. Y'all wasn't never really cool before you got inside of this here game. Instigating y'all. Y'all ain't helping nobody grow. Tell Joe Budden I'm on a mission, so don't butt in, Joe. Call it like it is. I'm applying the pressure. I'm powered by G.O.D. And we gon' be alright. That's what Kendrick Lamar said. And in the words of Lil Wayne, sky's the limit. So call it like it is. Call it what it ain't. Call it what you want.
I ain't on no drink.
I'm spitting from the soul, and I don't care who feel it. Yeah, hip-hop is dead, and y'all the ones who killed it. No, I'm not impressed, and I say that with my chest. Don't try to call me preachy. Refer to me as
blessed.
So call it like it is. Call it what it ain't. Call it what you want. No, I ain't on that drink.
Yeah, dog.
Bro.
Yeah, dog. 9-second applause.
Man, what? What? I can't wait to perform that. What? Well, I'm gonna be like DMX on that stage when I perform that song.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah, dog. Yo, man, you were like, I need some drums around here, please.
Straight up, yeah.
I need some drums. I appreciate y'all with y'all messages and thoughts and everything.
Yeah.
Can we get some drums, please?
Yeah, brother.
I would like to feel very, very many fresh right now, please.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, you feel
Can we
me?
get Beats by the Pound to
There
come
we
around?
go. There we go. KFC, where you at, man?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
bro. So,
I love
yeah,
that.
brother, if I'm going to do it, I got to do it in a way that I'm a fan of the art that I'm creating. So, looking at a template that somebody set, I'm like, I bet, but now I got to add that Tabasco hot sauce on it.
Right. Where were you when you first heard the song?
I was on Instagram Live when I first caught wind that Kendrick shouted me out. I was on Instagram Live with a very popular hip-hop blogger in our city named GDP, and I was explaining my comments about the Super Bowl performance situation because the whole city was mad, bro. Well, at least a lot of people in the streets were apparently really mad. And it mattered to me. It mattered to me not to have a unanimous approval rating, but for them to at least understand my heart behind the statements that I made. So I'm on IG Live engaging with him, and there's tons of people on the live, and they're in the comments. And, man, I'm receiving backlash. I'm receiving threats. I'm receiving people saying, you better not come back to the city. We better not catch you uptown. You heard me? Yeah, you canceled and all that stuff. So I'm like, let me, you know I have a neutralizing energy about myself to where it's like, hey, I'm not trying to take it up a notch. I want y'all to hear my heart and get to the bottom of the fact that it's okay to have different opinions as adults and we can all still coexist. So I was on live with him. All of a sudden, buku people came from left field and started flooding the comments saying, Kendrick Lamar just shouted you out. Kendrick just mentioned you. Kendrick just gave you your flowers. So I didn't know if it was real or not. Right. So immediately, the first thing, and it's documented on his page, I love this. The first thing I thought to say was, man, I hear what y'all saying about Kendrick. I don't know what y'all referring to, you know what I mean? But if he did mention me or give me my flowers or whatever, I want y'all to know the thing about flowers is that they eventually die. So in life, it's great when another person gives you your flowers. And if he did that, assuming this is true, salute to Kendrick, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. But I do this for the approval of God at the end of my life, for God to say, job well done. So that way, I could not get too high on the highs and not get too low on the lows. Because apparently, if Kendrick just gave me my flowers and mentioned me, that's a high. And this live I'm on is to address a low that I've been experiencing. You know, nobody don't like to have they city feeling like that about them. But I was like, maybe God is using me in this moment.
That is crazy. So you were literally in a condemnation turned validation moment.
Literally, bro.
Literally. That's beautiful.
Bro, that's beautiful. That's how I found out, Jay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I also tell my audience is how far your conversations and your perspective reverberates. And I was watching this video. I don't know where you were saying this, but you were talking about how you're not responsible. How did you say this? You're someone else's critique doesn't change your perspective. How did you say that? You know what I'm talking about?
What did I say?
You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, what did you say? You're not responsible for someone
how you receive. Oh,
someone else being offended by the truth. Something like that.
Yeah, basically like
or how you receive mine, whatever.
It's not my problem if my spirit is irritating your demons.
Right.
To where you get offended, brother. As long as I know I'm speaking the truth from a place of love and I'm right with God with that, then my truth that I'm speaking and my spirit that is coming from, if it's irritating your demons and got you scrambling and kicking and punching and screaming and all that, it's on you, baby. Right.
Yeah. Right. 5.2 second applause.
Yes, sir.
Yo, man, I think that's but like it's just it really is there's a divine spirit that follows you. You know, or I guess maybe that you rock with. Maybe that guides you.
I feel it, bro.
It's probably a better way to describe it.
I feel it, bro. I'm definitely in this industry. The thing when people refer to themselves as a Christian rapper or something like that, what it does is it makes people feel like, okay, so you're in this industry for one purpose, right? If you're in this industry as a Christian artist or a Christian rapper, you're in this industry to do God's work, right? But then it makes it look bad when people realize these people that label themselves Christian rappers, they still competing with each other. They still doing things of the world. They're still jealous of each other. You know what I'm saying? They still seeking the praise and admiration from people that are down here on earth instead of just simply doing it for God. And it can confuse people sometimes. Like, well, you labeled yourself a Christian this, but where I came from, bro, that was almost seen as almost like a easy way to make sure that you were gonna have a core fan base. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you label yourself a Christian artist or a Christian rapper, and at least the church is gonna book you. You know what I mean? Because they know what you are.
Right.
Meanwhile, that's your art, but that ain't speaking to your heart.
Right.
You feel me? Like, I come from a place where there's a lot of gospel singers who are really failed R&B singers who their last resort was, man, I ain't make it in the mainstream, so I'm going to just turn into a gospel singer now.
Right.
your heart ain't really in wanting to serve God with your talent, but you realize that you couldn't make it to the pros, so that's the G League. You heard me?
Right.
The
You still pay
God
your
League.
bills. Right.
The God League.
The God League,
the
the
G
G
League.
League.
So for me, it's been like, yo, I respect people who do label themselves as such, as a Christian artist, if that is truly where their heart and their art is.
Right.
You feel me? But me personally, I just been a person that was like, never really seeing that it was my job to label what it is that I do. It was just my job to do what I do and let people perceive it as such and get from it what they were meant to receive from it.
Do you embrace the Christian rapper label?
Do I embrace it?
Yeah.
I would say the word embrace is a good word choice, because if that is genuinely what someone feels that my music is when they listen to it, then bet I'm going to embrace it because it's how you perceive me. What I don't embrace is when somebody doesn't engage with your music, doesn't engage with your content, and they just find out that you're a Christian. So they say, oh, that means you're a Christian rapper. You know what I mean? Right. I enjoy people who go beyond just what they see on the surface, because we got people that's running for president that's saying whatever they got to say just to get elected. You feel me? We got people that will label themselves as this one day if they know that it's going to open the door for them. And as soon as they get where they wanted to get, they'll stop labeling themselves that. And I've also seen how there's been Christian rappers who have embraced the title of being a Christian rapper while it made business sense for them. And then once they got to a level to where they feel like they hit a ceiling, it's like, oh, I don't want that title no more, because now I don't feel like it's serving me, you know, and my people business wise. And that's real muddy to me. And I've seen that firsthand, brother. Like, that's real sticky and icky and gooey to me. When I say I've seen it firsthand, like, I have literally seen it firsthand and seen everything that has gone into that. And it's a lot of stuff that's not of God that comes along with people wanting to micromanage how they classify themselves or how they want the world to classify them. So for me, it's always been like, do I embrace this title? Do I embrace that title? Man, I embrace doing God's work on and off the microphone. That's what I embrace.
I did a piece called it was called Christian Rap, hip hop's dirtiest term. Nobody likes it, not even the Christians. And it was really looking at diving into one of the things that you just said. You come from a place where if you're a rapper, it's sometimes easier to start in the church because at least you got a base. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of places in the South that are like that, because where I was, it was like that too. Mm-hmm. And I felt like there should be a lot of Christian rappers that were way bigger. There's 250 million Christians in this country. Like, why is this not like, how come I'm not seeing them on the charts in the same way, right? You know, because the base is there. And that's where I got a better understanding of some of the confliction that really exists in the Christian music community and also the Christian audience. And the distinction in which a lot of artists look at themselves, right? You know, Malice turned No Malice. He essentially was, you know, he changed his whole content. You know, he started having a different level of morality. And years before that, he started taking certain topics out of his music. I don't think people really noticed it. But he wouldn't describe himself as a Christian rapper, for example. Then there's Derek Minor, right? There's someone else who, you know, he described himself as, you know, he's actually the one I talked to in the interview who really broke down some of the layers to it. Meaning a lot of Christian audiences and Christian listeners expect their Christian rappers to rap about the word, to rap, you know, from the Bible, you know, to rap, you know, different verses, to have that as a fundamental imprint in the songs. And if you don't necessarily do that as much, if you tend to be looked at as maybe more of the world or maybe less devoted to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and therefore a lot of times the fans can look at you funny, right? We saw Lecrae get a lot of criticism when he gave a BET award speech one year and said, you know, he makes music for everybody. And there was a lot of criticism in the Christian rap fan community about that because that line was blurred a little bit for them. How would you describe the relationship between fans of Christian rap and Christian Christian rappers and rappers who are Christian?
Man, I got confused just hearing all that. Right. Because
honestly, I think it's turned into something that, man, it's been diluted by, first of all, who came up with the term Christian rapper? You know, that's something that I would have to do my research into. So for me, bro, growing up in New Orleans, man, I didn't know what Christian rap was. I ain't never heard of that. You hear me?
Right.
Like, I grew up Catholic, first of all.
Right.
And it wasn't no rap going on inside that Catholic church. Believe that. So I knew No Limit Records. I knew Cash Money. I knew Rough Riders. I knew Death Row. I knew Rockefeller. And by the time it got to where I started making music, I was just like, I feel a sense of purpose behind making music that matches with the lifestyle that I am living, right? I don't want Dee-1 to be this fictional made-up character who's totally different from David. David is a Christian. David is a man of God, a sinner, flawed, imperfect, but ultimately trying to glorify God, right? And trying to emulate Jesus Christ while I'm down here. With that being said, once I started to see like, oh, Christian rap is its own genre, you know, it's like its own world. I don't know who created that as that being its own genre, its own world. And everyone who got into that category of saying they are a Christian rapper, I didn't know if it was something to where they opted into that or if it's something where they just got pulled into that by them being Christians. I didn't really know like how all that came about. But what I did know is, like, that ain't nothing to be ashamed of. That ain't nothing, like, if that's what you do, if that's how you want to label what you do, then that's what it is. But what I started seeing is like, man, you got the biggest people over here, you know what I'm saying? Like, who I'm seeing not wanting to embrace that title, you know what I mean? And almost like trying to shed that title and run away from that title. But then you got some people who are saying, well, you're not really Christian if you aren't labeling yourself as a Christian rapper. And all that stuff from day one, for me, just like, definitely seems super messy.
Right, right.
Seems super insecure too. You know what I mean? So, like I met Lecrae around the time that I guess all that was happening that you spoke of, you know, and I guess that he was no longer wanting to be viewed as a Christian rapper and all that stuff. And so for me, that's a real weird time, you know, to just be getting introduced to the genre. For me, just getting introduced to the genre and then seeing the biggest person in the genre at the time, you know, seeming like, nah, like this ain't what I want to be considered and all that stuff. And so for me, it was definitely just a unique time in my life. And this is after I done got off tour with Macklemore. This is after I done went on my first tour with Grand Hustle with Young Dro, Killer Mike, and Pac Div from out here in Cali. And just me seeing that and seeing the fans who, there are some fans who only want to listen to Christian rap, right? There's also a lot of Christian rap fans who are definitely consuming all the mainstream rap that comes out, right? So even that, it's a fragmented, fractured fan base too that has different opinions about people. And all I've ever done, I didn't come up through the traditional Christian rap circuits to where they're like, oh yeah, Dee-1 is definitely one of us because it's almost equivalent to somebody being like, oh, if you moved to Los Angeles when you were in high school, we may or may not view you as one of us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You ain't been here. You wasn't born in that hospital, cuz. You know what I mean? You wasn't born in Cedar-Sinai Hospital, da-da-da. So you ain't one of us. Meanwhile, somebody else might be like, oh yeah, you went to high school in L.A.? Yeah, you from L.A. That's how I felt when it comes to the Christian rap world, to where they look at it like, well, we know Dee-1 is a Christian. We can see the fruit from his walk. And we hear that he loves Jesus, like through and through. But because he didn't come up through the traditional Christian rap circuit, some people view me as like a first cousin of the Christian rap community. Meanwhile, other people definitely view me as like, oh no, Dee-1 is on fire for the Lord, on fire. Right, you know what I mean? Dee-1 is a Christian rapper through and through, you know? And I just see people invest so much energy into, what are you? What is he? What are you? Is he Christian enough for us? Or is he so Christian that he can't be anything but a Christian rapper? And all that just seems, I don't think God is really getting the glory at all in this type of conversation. Yeah. I think it's arguing over a bunch of minutia, and creating a bunch of confusion, because regardless of if somebody labels themselves a Christian rapper or not, you should be able to see the fruit from their walk with Jesus through their art and through their heart.
Right.
Some people are using the term Christian rap as a marketing tool to have a built-in fan base. And some people are trying to shed the term being Christian rappers for a bigger fan base.